That is amazing. Thank you, everybody. Our marshals will help keep people safe and help keep space for passengers.
American workers take to the streets this Labor Day under the banner, quote, workers of a billionaires. Many perhaps noticed one thing missing from the headlines. President Trump himself, unavailable for comment, it seems, conspicuously absent from the limelight that he so desperately desires. Meanwhile, videos of obscure objects being tossed from the White House have emerged online, because that's not strange at all, is it? The president continues to be a no-show aside from mere glimpses of him allegedly going golf, where we have no videos or verified images, just recycled ones from many of the 2,500 rounds prior while in office. Across the country, from Houston to Chicago and beyond, workers, unions, and community groups put together almost 1,000 rallies organizing under the banner of workers of a billionaires. And if you were to look at some signs from these rallies, it's clear who the message was intended for.
We don't want a golden age, you're going to say we want a livable wage. We don't want a golden age. We want a livable wage.
In Houston's Galleria, advocates called out Medicaid cuts under Trump's budgeting, highlighting a $39 billion shortfall over the next decade. In Chicago, union leaders and elected officials marched through the loop protesting Trump's threats to deploy the National Guard.
The greatest freaking city in the world, Chi-Town. No troops in Chicago. No troops in Chicago. No troops in Chicago. Invest in Chicago. Invest in Chicago. No troops in Chicago. Invest in Chicago. God bless you. Love you.
All of this pushback against Trump, knowing how he responds to that, could actually provoke him to follow through with this talk about sending in the National Guard when yesterday he seemed to waffle. Could this make things worse, all this pushback?
Could you imagine if, as a descendant of slaves, if my ancestors would have had that same rationale? Let's not fight against the Confederacy. Let's just try to get along, and then maybe one day they'll give us our freedom. Nowhere in the history of America or the world where marginalized people have sat silent and idle, and they've been able to actually achieve justice and liberation. The fact that you have a unified front in Chicago, where we are rejecting the occupation by the military of our cities, that's actually fighting for our democracy. That's what's required in this moment. Leading in this moment takes a great deal of courage, but we stand on the shoulders of so many people that have come before us. We have seen these type of tyrannical acts before. One thing that we know for sure, when we fight back against tyranny, the people united always prevail.
Meanwhile, a national day of action saw organizing coalitions, including AFL, CIO, Move On, and the NEA mobilize thousands of grassroots rallies from coast to coast, aiming to transform the traditional Labor Day picnic into a political megaphone. I mean, they've succeeded. It's trending across social media, workers over billionaires, and it's more than just a rally cry, right? It's a direct response from people who feel dismissed by a president who touts populist rhetoric, even as his policies favor the 1%.
One that stuck out, it's fun, not feelings. And what's really not fun is what's going on with the American public today, or what they're feeling about the economy.
Is this another poll?
No, it's not actually.
Please,
it's headlines.
Oh my God.
Headlines.
In wake of Trump tariffs, John Deere announces mass layoffs. PepsiCo will increase carbonated soft drink concentrate prices by 10%. Sony is raising PS5 prices in the U.S. by $50 across all models, and electric bills are up 10% so far this year. The election, you can say it was about whatever you want, it was about cost of living. That's what it came down to. People said inflation hadn't come down enough. Joe Biden doesn't feel my pain. I don't want to hear about Bidenomics.
What's the inflation?
Donald Trump.
And as videos from each of these protests are readily available online, what is just non-existent is the man that they are aimed at. Trump is simply missing in action. No videos of a short game, no Labor Day message, not a single press stop. Radio silence that is now onto its 6th day. I mean, can you imagine how fast Jake Tapple's fingers would be typing if this was Joe Biden? Another book would be right around the corner. And speaking of the man deemed unfit for office, here's how he looks this Labor Day weekend getting some ice cream. And the thing is, for all Trump's talk about the economy booming, it's not, by the way.
All right, there's more breaking news coming into the Situation Room right now. Walmart warning this morning it's raising some prices because of tariffs. This comes with the company just releasing a new report about its outlook for the rest of the year. I want to go live right now to CNN business and politics correspondent Vanessa Yurkevich in New York. Vanessa, you were on that call. What more can you tell us?
Wolf, America's largest retailer, largest employer, and really a bellwether for the U.S. economy, posted strong sales growth in the second quarter, but definitely faced some headwinds from tariffs. And we saw that profits in the second quarter did not meet Wall Street's expectations. And that's actually why you see Walmart's stock down right now about 4.5%. Listen, tariffs was the big point of conversation on this 1-hour call with investors. A lot of questions about what price pressures were going to be trickling down to consumers. You had the CEO, Doug McMillon, of the company saying that so far tariff impacts have been gradual, so consumers haven't reacted so much to price hikes, but where they're now putting out post-tariff inventory, and they're going to see price level increases on a week-to-week basis. So that's obviously concerning for the company. On that full screen you just had up there, another point of on the call was, despite these price hikes, they have seen resiliency from the U.S. consumer. Ultimately, Walmart still has some of the best prices, and that's why you're seeing increases in the grocery department. You're seeing increases in consumer spending on e-commerce. They did bring in a lot of inventory ahead of tariff hikes, and that's why they've been able to mitigate a little bit better. Walmart also raising their full year economic outlook, talking about being able to mitigate some of these price pressures a lot better than other retailers. Walmart, Wolf, obviously is in a much better position because of size and scope to absorb some of these price pressures because of tariffs. A big comparison to just yesterday with Target talking about the loss of sales in the second quarter and seeing consumers pulling back. Walmart saying that they are expecting to see growth the rest of this year despite having to raise prices on some of their items, Wolf.
Bringing jobs in manufacturing back to America. Again, he's not, by the way.
And Pamela, the two main reasons why President Trump says that he likes tariffs is that he wants to shrink trade deficits, but also bring manufacturing back to the United States. So we set out to answer that question. Has that actually happened? How many companies have moved 100% of their manufacturing to the United States since President Trump took office? Well, the answer, pretty clear. 0. And we've looked at big companies and mid-sized companies and still came up with that same answer. Of course, there could be some smaller companies that we don't know about, but the ones that we track, 0. Companies, though, instead of moving all of their manufacturing, have moved some manufacturing to the United States. And big companies that are really important to the U.S. economy. Apple, IBM, Johnson & Johnson, foreign automakers, Hyundai, Ford, and NVIDIA, the AI chip maker. And they have invested quite a bit already into the United States. Look at that. Apple, $600 billion, IBM, $150 billion, Johnson & Johnson, $55 billion, Hyundai and Ford together, $26 billion. And then an interesting way that NVIDIA is bringing revenue into the United States, 15% of all of their AI chips sold in China, now those sales coming back into the United States. So Pamela, really the hurdles to setting up manufacturing in the United States is high labor costs and just the ability to manufacture the items themselves because there isn't the manufacturing set up here in the United States. A company called Afina, who I spoke to, they make shower heads. To produce one of their shower heads in China costs $129 for consumers to buy. But if they were to source the parts and make it right here in the United States, it would cost more than 80% more, $239 for the consumer. So the CEO wanted to see, hey, will any of my customers pay more if it's made in America? He sent an email to 25,000 of his customers and asked that very question. Here is what he found out, and here is what he told me. Watch.
We sold 584, I believe, of the made in China version, priced at $129. And unfortunately, zero made in the US version, priced at $100 more.
Were you surprised?
Yes.
Okay, so there you have it, Pamela. Zero people were willing to buy a shower head at $239, even though it was made in America. So that is a hurdle that many companies face. They want to be able to bring manufacturing here to the United States, but it's too expensive. And then if consumers don't buy it, you're out of business. And that is why you see companies investing, not moving their supply chains totally.
Trump bragged that his tariffs would bring American manufacturing back. Reality check. Zero companies have moved 100% of their manufacturing to the US since he took office. Zero. Instead of a manufacturing boom, all we've gotten are higher costs for consumers, empty promises, and a policy that hurts American families more than it helps. Republicans love the tough talk on trade, but when it comes to actual results, nothing but failure.
What did he want to address said workers that he allegedly cares so deeply about? Maybe send a video message celebrating the social and economic achievements of American workers. No, there's nothing. I mean, where is he? Let's just ask that point blank. Where is this guy? If you take anything away from this Labor Day, let it be this. While the billionaire who runs the country lurks in the shadows, a far cry from his often gallous remarks regarding the American worker, said American workers aren't buying the billionaire first blueprint. And unlike Trump, they are letting themselves be seen and heard.
Which side are you on? Are you on the side of Trump and the billionaires? Or are you on the side of workers fighting for a living wage for all? Because if you don't deliver for them now, I fear we will lose democracy. We need you to deliver for them in order to save democracy.
love this video? Support independent media and unlock exclusive content, ad-free videos, and custom emojis by becoming a paid member of our YouTube channel today. You can also gift memberships to others. Let's keep growing together.